Chiefs Kingdom, what is good? How we doing? Welcome back to the channel, and today we have another training camp video. However, today's video is going to be a little bit different. Obviously, as you all know, or maybe you don't know, but the Chiefs do have Saturday morning off. They're not going to be practicing today, but they will be back out there on Sunday. So in this video, what I wanted to do was break down 5, 6, 7 players that, Andy Reid and the coaching staff have been, blown away by. Some guys who are positioning themselves to potentially break out this season for the Chiefs. So we're going to cover it all in this video. Before we jump in though, I want you guys to comment down below, okay? 2 players, whether it's a rookie, a veteran, a second year player, whoever it may be, that you think is going to break out this season. But more importantly, also a couple of guys that you have been, really excited to see in preseason football games. Let me know. Give me an offensive player or defensive player, whoever you are truly excited to watch. Let me know in the comment section down below. And also, big shout out to all of the Chiefs reporters. Go follow them on X right now. And with that being said, let's kind of dive into the video a little bit. Now, let's start off with the position group that we all are very interested in, the wide receivers. Now, obviously, the 2 guys who have looked the best have been Hollywood Brown, Rashee Rice. Hollywood continues to build chemistry with Patrick Mahomes, and you can just tell the versatility now that he is with a guy like Patty Mahomes. It's going to be scary, right? The guy can, catch underneath routes, whether it be a dig, whether it be a drag, whether it be a zig, whatever it may be. The dude is so good at catching the football and working in space. So I think he's going to thrive in those specific areas, as well as, getting behind the defense and making, big time catches down the field as well. But then you have Xavier Worthy. Now, this one is a little bit interesting to me because we've seen that viral clip of, one of the first days of practice. I believe it was the first day of practice, making an unbelievable grab for a touchdown. But the throw by Patrick Mahomes was insane, right? We all remember that throw. But then you have another viral play where he gets bullied in press coverage, just thrown to the ground by, I believe it was a linebacker. I'm not really too sure about that play. But, yeah, so there's obviously some growth that Xavier Worthy needs to grow through. But the one thing that is very consistent with him is he is very good at getting open. The man is always just getting open, getting touchdowns in the end zone. And over the last couple of weeks here, we have seen that consistently, right? Getting into the end zone, whether it be a red zone drill, whether it be, just 11 on 11s. The man is just so good at creating separation down the field with that speed. So he has stood out to me a ton. Sky Moore has been struggling a bunch. You talk about a guy like Justin Ross. I feel like he probably just had his best practice over the last couple of days. He's been really standing out. Let me know in the comments down below, out of these 3 receivers, who is the most likely to be cut? Sky Moore, Kadarius Toney, and Justin Ross. Who do you think are the 1 or 2 wide receivers most likely to be released? With that being said, let's move on to the offensive line. Kingsley has been the most impressive to me, the most consistent. From week 1, or not week 1, but day 1 of practice, we have seen Wanya Morris get the majority of reps at the first team left tackle, and then maybe, the end of week 1, it started to switch up a lot, right? Kingsley gets some reps, Wanya Morris gets some reps, and it kind of, went to there, right? And then now, it seems like Kingsley is your cemented left tackle 1, at least for now anyway. They have loved what he has done, and they're probably going to continue to give him those shots and opportunities. So that's probably a massive standout from training camp so far. Kingsley has went from a number 2 to a number 1 so far in practice. Now, we also want to talk a little bit about Jared Wiley early on in camp, sorry. The dude was getting a ton of 12 personnel looks. He was getting the majority of them as well next to Travis Kelce. And he is, continued to do that. We get to see a little bit more reps out of Noah Gray. And Irv Smith has actually done a really good job as well, just fitting into the system and making big-time plays as a fullback, as a tight end. So he's, trying to work his way up the depth chart as well. Now, I do want to talk about the running backs and the defense as well, but before we get into that, guys, do me a massive favor, hit the like button, but more importantly, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Guys, it is free, it doesn't cost anything, and we're going to be covering the Chiefs throughout the entirety of the offseason and the regular season as well. So get this, we're going to be covering every day of training camp, even when they don't have a practice. We're going to keep you guys updated And then preseason, we're going to be live streaming some preseason Chiefs games. If you want to watch those with me, go follow my Twitch. You're going to be able to find it in the description. Matty Dubs with 3 S's. I'm telling you right now, we have a lot of fun over there watching the games together. So go follow. And then we're going to be breaking down film as well for games, offense, defense, individual film for Patrick Mahomes or anybody, depending on the game they have. So join the family if you haven't already done so. And with that being said, let's kind of dive back into the video and talk about the running back position. So obviously Isaiah Pacheco has won a lot of reps in one-on-ones versus linebackers. One specifically, I believe he called out, Drew Tranquil a couple of times, man. And he just does such a good job, just winning those one-on-one battles. So that's been something that, I've noticed over the past couple of days. Pacheco is your RB1, and that's not going to change. But your RB2, it seems like, has changed, right? Usually it's Clyde Edwards-Helaire, but it seems like Deneric Prince is getting the majority of those RB2 snaps and even some snaps with the first team as well. Now, I usually talk about Jerick McKinnon when I talk about Deneric Prince because he's a very good pass catcher out the backfield. Needs to work on his pass protection just a little bit, but if he's able to, this is a guy who's going to get a lot of reps with this team. A lot. I also like Louis Reed-Zammit. I think he's got some work to do in pass pro, but right away I think he's going to make the team. You look at the dynamic ability to catch the football at the backfield and make plays in open space, but also be a special teamer. Yeah, he's going to add some versatility, and hell, maybe he can even kick the ball on kickoffs, add another tackling aspect as well. So that's going to be something to keep an eye on. I believe Carson Steele has been kind of breaking out over the last few days, making some really big catches in practice. As well as Imani Bailey. So let me know what you guys think about the running back room. And then going to the defensive side of the football, Neil Farrell is the guy that stood out during last practice a ton. I believe Mike Pennell has been getting a ton of reps with Derek Nottie on the PUP list. What else do we have here? I love the linebackers, guys. The linebackers is my favorite of this defense. You have Drew Tranquil. You have Nick Bolton, who is hurt right now. You have Leo Chanel. You have Jack Cochran, who's been getting a lot of the first team snaps with Nick Bolton injured. But more importantly, one of my favorites is Curtis Jacobs, a UDFA. Came in here and went to work, has been, working every single day, getting better in the weight room, on the field, off the field, has just been soaking up information, being a sponge. And you know what? You talk to Steve Spagnuolo, and man, he notices this. He notices it. And, he's one of my dark horses to actually make the 53-man roster. Obviously, he's not a lock by any means, but keep an eye on Curtis Jacobs going forward. Another guy, or the DB room. So this has been interesting. So Trent McDuffie's also always your one. He'll be your one. But he's been lining up as an outside corner and a slot corner as well. They're really trying to figure out where he fits in the best. So let me know in the comments down below, where do you think Trent McDuffie would fit the best along with this defense? Is it the nickel, right? Is it the slot, or is it the outside boundary? We're seeing Joshua Williams get a ton of first-team reps as well, but keep in mind, Jalen Watson, Nazeeh Johnson have been going through some injuries here and there. They've been on and off the field. Chamari Connor has been really good when he does play in the slot. You see him get a ton of pass breakups pretty much everywhere, so definitely love to see him. Both Keith Taylor and Joshua Williams had breakups in the last practice as well. And I believe Taylor actually had an interception later on in practice, tipped it up to himself, and, took one down. So he's been doing pretty well. I mean, I feel like this DB room is very interesting. I have no idea who's going to be your cornerbacks, but Kelvin Joseph, Trent McDuffie worked on the outside with the first team during last practice. Chamari Connor was in the inside, and then the second team was Joshua Williams, Taylor, and then Nick Jones worked on the inside. So I think they have a lot of interesting aspects to go with this DB room. Who's your 3 starters? Please let me know in the comment section down below. And then punt return, you had Mecole Hardman, you had Nico, you had Brown, you had Xavier Worthy, Montrell Washington, and obviously Sky Moore as well. But yeah, today's going to be a day off. Let me know what you guys think about, overall who's the standouts. If I had to say 5 really big standouts of practice so far, I'm just going to say Xavier Worthy because he's always just getting open. So Xavier Worthy, he's one, standout throughout the first 2 weeks of practice. I am going to say, and this is a bold one, right? Again, this is just in my opinion. I'm going to go Deneric Prince. And obviously, comment down below yours because I'm probably going to miss some guys here. Deneric Prince, I've seen him go from, running back 4 released signed back on the practice squad, coming back now, and is now the RB2. I feel like you have to mention him if you mention anybody, right? I'm going to say Curtis Jacobs. I also want to just, okay, you know what, this is what I'll do. I'm going to say Drew Tranquill. I'm going to give an honorable mention to Curtis Jacobs. He's right there. He is right there. I want to give a big shout out to Leo Chanel. And then I'm going to go with, dude, Jaden Hicks has been good, but do I want to put him on my standout list? I don't know. This is a tough one. This last one is actually pretty tough. You can go Jared Wiley. Oh, you know what? Kingsley. I totally forgot about Kingsley. We're going to go Kingsley for number 5. Honorable mentions will be Curtis Jacobs, Leo Chanel, and then I'll go Tramari Connor as well. Kelvin Joseph up there. Dude, there's a lot of players, man. So hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, join the family, and I'll see you guys in the next Chiefs update. Peace.